Do you like supporting artists? Do you like nerdy things like Dungeons and Dragons? Then Co-op Creations SD is the store for you. You can find adorable dragons, menacing mind flayers, and jealous jelly cubes to accompany you on your adventures. Need a way to safely transport your math rocks? Then their homemade dice bags will keep your click-clacks warm. Stop on by their Etsy page soon, as stock is limited. And welcome back to Season 2, Campaign of the Plains. We are on episode, 31?
32.
32? My goodness, the time flies. Remember, guys, every Friday you can catch these beautiful individuals on YouTube with a fresh episode. Make sure to go over there, check us out, follow us, subscribe, like, comment, smash things like buttons and stuff, and cans. Smash. But we also have social medias. So we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, and somewhere floating about is a TikTok. I'm sure that the links are probably in this general direction.
They're
They're somewhere.
Sweet.
They're right below you.
Awesome.
They could be here.
They could be there. You could point here,
right.
or you could point there.
I'll point there.
Yeah, point here all the time.
Yeah.
Not here.
not.
There's also another thing that you can catch us doing if you're quick enough. I don't know. Travis, how about you tell us about
what
that?
are we doing?
I was like,
Thank you, Josh, for that oddly arousing opener.
well, they don't open until they're aroused.
Wow. Catch us every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. And that includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch of randos that it also goes out on. We distribute last Friday's video in podcast form every Wednesday, so make sure to subscribe to us so that you get notified whenever we drop a new one. Yeah.
All right, guys. So,
Drop a new one?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's edit that out.
This whole intro is just wrong.
Cut it!
but it feels so good.
Steven!
If you say so.
It feels so wrong.
Don't
It
kink
feels so
shame
good.
me. Anyway,
List your kinks at the bottom. I want to know more about you guys.
Yeah.
Comment at the bottom of your kinks.
Or don't.
you.
Yeah, DM me. Just find me on the internet. I'm around.
He's for it. Anyway, who would like to recap last episode?
That's my job.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Alex, you just
I would like someone else to try and read this handwriting.
Well, I didn't mean your notes. I meant their notes.
Eric's given the
Let's do
state
it.
of address.
Ooh, let's see if I can read.
It's not that bad.
Hieroglyphics?
It was a trick! The army was fake! It was an ambush! That's all one note. Technology. Go away. Behemoth Rider, co-ed, weird mask, and cape. I don't know, cod? Cool weird mask and cape.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another weird mask guy. Why all the masks? Why all the masks? They're here for Milos. Time to go home and take his throne? Or something. The other says or something. Bergen is a traitor. I added that.
It's true,
Milos has gone Super Saiyan. That's not how you say Saiyan. Sucking up elemental damage. Glowing. Literally. Algernon report. Algorithm report. 1331.
Allegan?
Allegan?
Allegan, yep.
Allegan? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's what he said. That's what he
Allegan
said.
report 1331 successful. Cross hybrid. Breed 1221 Chimera. Breed 910 Hrothgar.
Those are the only actual relevant notes I took all night.
Magical potential extremely high. More stress.
That's
Yeah, there's like
an underline right there.
scribble, tornado. They look like a tornado. More streusel, more
Streusel.
more.
I could do for more streusel.
Streusel sounds great. More monstral,
I love Christian studying it.
right?
Trying
Delacroix subject.
to break the
Decoy
code.
subject.
LaCroix.
Oops, chaos salmoning. Dragoon summon. Oh shit, that was just the beginning. There's more.
Oh,
Din is big and fast now. Oh, you got hasted.
Yeah.
Din got hasted.
Yeah.
There's some math damage. Becky and Milos and Ellie are mammoths. Big Dirk got the
KO.
KO. Oh, I thought that said 140. I was like, what's 140 mean? KO.
That's the new sign for
140.
Yeah, well, we got
He got the
140.
140.
140. City Boy loot time. I don't know what you're talking about. That's all you got. Those are legible, except for some of them.
Yeah, see? I love Christian studying them. Like,
Yeah,
how
I
can
still
I
don't
break
know what
the
that
code?
means. Decoy subject.
Yeah.
That's the one. More to
Strel?
monster. She's talking about
Magical potential, extremely high, potentially.
Yeah, that said that magical potential extremely high.
Further testing, destroy current subjects, resistant to control.
No.
That's what
Not
I'm
zero, but yeah, those are words.
Okay, who wants to read the notes next game?
I like this being a thing.
It
Just
can be a
pass-
game. Yes.
Mhm,
pass
What
most
is
of
it?
the notes
More
Can you read it? More
Can you
stressful?
read it?
more testral.
More chestral.
More chestral.
Mm.
More testing.
Test.
It definitely says
Roll.
strel.
Oh.
More test. Oh, you know what? It's supposed to say more testing needed, but I got more test and Ned of needed, but test and Ned are the one word because I forgot that I was writing notes
Test
and then got distracted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that was okay. Yeah.
Pretty
it was
cool.
really good reading by you, by the way.
Yes.
I can read.
Yeah.
People think I can't read, but I did have a college degree.
You'll say, hey, you know what?
I
Where'd it go?
I ate it. I got it in
You know
quarantine.
what? Like, same, but like, those are still the notes that I take. So what does that
You wanna
say
read
about
my
the
notes?
education system?
So,
It's a blank page.
Wait, Travis,
That was pretty
That's
comprehensive.
what
was that comprehensive enough?
I don't think
Unless
she
there was
missed
anything else.
Oh,
that you wanted
I
to add?
blacked out. But no, it was good. It was good. Yeah, we were betrayed, and there was a big fight, and some people were turned into hairy creatures and killed another bigger hairy creature,
True.
and yeah,
I know something I forgot to write in my notes. Din collected a shit ton of mammoth steak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Hey, we're eat those.
Behemoth, not mammoth.
Behemoth,
He,
yeah.
She would have had to kill one of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Just cut a little bit.
Behemoth steak.
Just a
gonna
chunk.
slice a little flank off.
Wait, before you turn back, let me just.
To make us
Fillet you.
candles,
Mm-hmm.
we eat a little bit of Becky.
Mm-hmm.
Becky's not the same.
Depends if the steak transforms back.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
But I'm
stay
not in the
mammoth
same
with
race.
this.
You're
Just
just humanoid.
if-
I don't
if
even
it
know
was-
you're a
if
person.
it was severed from my
I'm just making a
mammoth
cannibal.
body and I didn't take enough damage to convert back to mammoth, would it turn back to human severed from me?
I imagine it's something like I'm gonna go with Jim Carrey's The Mask, where I don't know if you remember the scene, but he's dancing with Cameron Diaz, and like his tie gets shot off, but it's no longer part of the mask persona anymore, and it turns back into Stanley Ipkiss's pajamas. So I'm gonna go with that logic.
Sounds good to me.
Mhm.
That's a detail that a lot of movies and shows just don't even like consider.
Yeah, we consider
That's why that
here,
movie
folks.
was fucking genius.
Are we a movie review show now?
We're
Yeah,
gonna play D&D.
surprise.
We're gonna play
Yeah.
We need more content. Why not?
I'm interested.
Okay,
Did you
so
wait, who is the children's show?
Ooh.
We've talked about it.
Let's go back to the game.
Kids love me. I don't like that.
Some reason, the little bastard just keep coming up to me. Anyway,
Barney? No.
Are you gonna make Christian choke on his
the purple.
spicy water?
Someone choke.
The purple's
Okay.
from just the self asphyxiation. That's all.
It's my Rochesa. Why are we talking about it?
Oh.
Anyway, all right.
Subscribe.
Back to the matter at hand. You guys return to the village after the battle. You are missing quite a few members of the contingent that you left with. and there is an air of somberness in the city as you return and see family members waiting to see their loved ones return, and a few of them calling out for family members not getting any return, and some of them breaking down, either from not being able to find a returning family member or just from sheer happiness of actually having a family member return, even if some of them have pretty rough injuries. The morale here is pretty low. Kyler actually meets you at the inside of the city gates, the Cavewood, and you see as he's kind of looking around and looking for any semblance of, probably for any type of officer to give him a report. You eventually see Emma in her stained white mage robes somberly walk up to him and start to explain what had happened. You kind of overhear her a little bit explaining the situation with Bergen, but kind of in a hushed tone so that it doesn't travel too far. Eilar sees you approach and he says, "Glad that you all made it through. I'll get a report from you later if that's okay, but for now, why don't you head back and take your much needed rest?"
What time of day is it?
It's, by the time you reach the city again, it's pretty late in the evening, about 7 or 8 o'clock.
Okay. Well, we go back to Ilar's house.
I'll be back later.
Where are you gonna go?
And she flaps and goes to the highest branches
Okay,
of the
bye.
trees to go sit alone.
The rest of you?
I didn't eat breakfast or lunch or dinner, and Ellie's stomach starts going. And she looks at you guys with really big, sad eyes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if any of the shops are going to be open. We can check the mess hall and see if there's any food available.
Can anyone cook?
I
We've
mean,
been traveling together for a while, and I didn't even think about this because we've been eating rations. But any of us know how to cook?
Cooked for my dad. Used to being around a forge and a stove.
I wasn't allowed
Great,
near
but
the
it's
stove
food.
because it was hot.
What?
I wasn't allowed near the
okay.
stove because it was
Totally.
hot.
I mean,
I think now I do okay. I've learned to not get distracted when I'm doing things with fire.
I wish Becky, she kind of gets distracted with fire.
Yeah.
Sure.
We shouldn't talk bad about our friends when they're gone.
Just saying truth.
Let's go find
should we go check?
that steak.
Oh,
Perfect!
Oh, let's grill them
Let's
up.
go cook the steak! I would like to imagine you've got it sat on top of Maul and Maul's waddling with it.
Strapped Maul's like,
would Ilar have some sort of cooking device in his abode, or
not in his house, no.
Well,
It
the
would-
common eating place, we could just use their stoves.
Yeah, it's for really anybody to use, but I mean, the community itself usually takes care of itself, so you've never really had to cook, but if you are headed that way, you notice a stark lack of too many people in the kitchen.
We'll make food for everyone.
That's a great idea. If we have supplies, I mean, we can always
There are supplies there. It's coming. It's
exactly.
not a cult.
Sure.
Call your dad.
Don't go in the forest. Yes.
It'll give us something to do while we think about what happened. And I asked Milos why he was glowing.
I was glowing?
Yeah, and you were eating all the magic.
We can talk about this later. I am so exhausted. Let's get some food in our stomachs so we can have a conversation. And
Okay, Asher's cooking.
Yeah, I'll put on my little blacksmith apron.
Yes, I'm
And a
for
chef's
it.
hat.
Oh, do you have another one? I'll be your assistant.
Kiss the cook.
Yeah. I feel like you would have some sort of punny thing about taking slashing damage. Some joke about
Sure.
that,
Insert joke here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, comment
Make
with
sure
a
to
fun,
comment.
Yeah.
joke
Yeah.
in the comments.
Just make me funny.
Yeah.
Make me funny.
Right for me.
Yeah.
When we get there, Ellie will pilfer through the cooking
Same.
supplies and find a hat to match Asher, and she'll put it on top of her. I'm gonna help.
Oh, perfect. I will give you a fairly dull knife to help you cut things.
Oh.
Just prep these.
Knife safety, Poppy.
I trust Poppy more than her.
Right.
Are you donating your steaks to being cooked up? Okay.
I'm strangely full. Oh, you don't want me to cook. You don't.
You got your supply of iron today.
You don't want me to cut the meat with the knife, do you?
No, here's some vegetables.
Oh, perfect. I'm not gonna touch them.
Yeah, you're a vegetable girl.
Yeah, I
You
just
get one of
start
those
chopping some
knives they
carrots.
give kids to cut like lettuce.
This isn't gonna work on
Those are pretty
carrots.
sharp.
I'm gonna wander away for a sharper knife
Yeah.
so I can chop
Just
the
probably,
carrots.
I have a dagger. I'll give you a dagger.
This
Milos,
is not food safe.
are you helping them out as well?
Yeah, I can handle the meat.
Okay.
What about Paige?
Yeah.
Every time somebody comes by Ellie and she's chopping vegetables, she will talk to them by gesturing with the knife.
Swallow.
Oh. Are
Marquies,
you helping out?
you look so cool riding on the
Onions flying
bear.
Are you helping them as well, or are you just watching?
I can burn steak.
Okay.
I can burn steak.
How about you, Marquies? Are you helping out, or are
No.
you heading off somewhere else?
I am definitely not helping that. That's dangerous.
Okay.
No, I think I'm just gonna like kind of work on projects and stuff.
All right.
Garage.
Poppy, take this to Marquise, and I like tie on her a little kerchief with a drink and a straw.
Oh.
He has a straw.
He doesn't wash it. He's gonna get sick from it.
Poppy
Well,
walks.
you ain't gonna die from it.
Poppy walks like 2 feet and it just falls.
Probably doesn't know which way he's gone, so she's like, he's not over there.
The fuck?
I think you went back to Ilar's, right?
Probably.
Where are we?
We're in the commune.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the kitchen.
you're back at the Kaywood. You're in Ilar's area.
Andy.
Mhm.
In his home tree.
I've set up my
Back up to
my
the upstairs.
local
Probably in Ilar's.
workstation.
Yeah. Yep. Probably up on
I'll show you my
he's on the
workstation.
4th floor, so probably up on the 4th floor in Ilar's.
Okay.
So you guys start cooking and you kind of draw a crowd of folks who are just kind of either looking for some kind of community in this rough time. Maybe they haven't had folks that have come back. Maybe they're just looking for some kind of community at this point. But it seems to get livelier in here. A lot of people start to come into the kitchen as soon as you guys actually start cooking and start getting things going. Start to help, start to make their own kind of food to kind of match whatever dish you're cooking up with the behemoth steaks.
Like the hibachi chef that's like doing like onion volcanoes and like doing like sword tricks. To
Go ahead and make me a performance check.
Can I help?
Yeah,
I would help.
I will. Yeah, we'll give you advantage because.
Ellie's like, hey, you set something on fire, and Ellie takes some liquor and like, fire tornado. That's what Becky did. I start telling people stories
Yeah.
of our adventures.
Okay, that's a little more believable. Otherwise, I'd have had him make a deck save.
And
I
then
have a 0.
Becky's like a wind tunnel in the fire.
9
With advantage?
with advantage. I rolled a 7 and a 9.
So
These
you.
were hot last week. They're not hot.
Your
this week.
eyebrows on fire.
Just, I'm gonna have to get an eye patch to cover this. I hate that.
I mean, yeah, it ends up being more of a not exactly what you had intended to do, but it still seems to entertain some of the folks, especially the children.
The kids love me.
Yes, the kids absolutely do love
I
you.
knew I was gonna create a children's show.
Seeing that he's not doing well with that, can
Sure.
I try and kind of bolster my voice a bit with some prestidigitation and kind of like echo out to everybody? Come one night only. Try our the Vision Braves food. We'll.
Is this a food truck? Is this a food truck?
Ellie gesturing with a knife. Who are the fish?
The Warriors of Light, whatever we're called. What we got? Behemoth steaks.
You like.
That's a bunch of BS.
So there is kind of in the area where you guys are cooking, the kitchen itself. The kitchen itself is pressed into one of the walls, so it kind of has this natural curve to it. And in it is the window where most folks would come up and get like trays of food or something like that. And you now have an audience, especially a lot of the younger kids, peering over the counter itself, like watching you guys cook, like listening to Ellie tell stories, coming because you're calling them. Din, do you want to add anything to the flair of what's going on here?
Make them all do tricks.
Oh, this is the circus.
Yeah.
Transform into what Maul is and just be bears.
Bear tricks.
Bear tricks.
Mhm.
Start juggling like pieces of fruit and whatnot.
Bear
Yeah,
wrestling.
it's
I just want
like-
some bears to wrestle.
Yeah.
Make me a performance check.
Oh, I hope it's bad.
29.
10?
Average.
It's, yeah, I mean, like, at first it kind of scares the kid as there are bears in the kitchen. But eventually they're like, oh, the bears are juggling, even though you dropped some stuff. It's like, oh, there's bears juggling. That's something we haven't seen before. So it still entertains them pretty well.
I like to imagine that you guys, the bears are like juggling onions,
Mm-hmm.
like onion bulbs, and I'll just be like, throw them here, and then I'll start like, hi,
Oh.
with my sword. Not a lot of space.
You told
Watch
me to
out,
stop
Ellie.
gesturing with the knife, and you're cutting with swords.
I'm making food. Is this how you make food?
Are you that dexterous? I mean, really?
Is that how you're supposed to make food?
That's how I was taught. I mean, usually there's not bears involved, but
But you get a lot of kids, and they're just kind of, they have their chins on the edge of the counter, and they're all looking at you, and they're like, what are you guys called? Tell us more about your adventures.
Oh, well, let me tell you about my friend Marquies. He's a world-famous detective.
So you're the Marquises?
No, we're the Vision Braves. Is that what you called us?
I mean, Warriors of Light, Vision
We're
Braves.
the Warriors of Light Vision Braves, but Marquies is the most
And they're
famous
like-
person in our party.
They're like,
Their
that's a lot.
amalgamation. Yeah.
They're like, that's a lot of words. Can you make it shorter?
the wolf, but
Vision Braves?
we're just us.
Warriors of...
Warriors of Light.
You seem confused.
I'm always confused.
We're workshopping it.
What do you want to call us, little kids?
What do you think we should be called?
Crazy.
The juggling bears.
That's okay.
Well,
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it.
I like that.
We'll slot that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me tell you about the time we tried to wrestle a bear in the city, and it was not a bear.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And we learned about
Yeah.
something called
Brutus.
the circus.
Oh, what's the circus?
It's where bears are, but they're like trained to do things like juggle and ring a fire.
So you're a circus?
Yeah.
Kind of. I'll ask Marquies.
So you guys prepare a meal and a show, and you guys have drawn a crowd. Folks have...
Milos.
The Milos?
Milos.
Oh,
Milos.
Milos. I like
I
that.
gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Just throwing stuff out.
You've drawn a crowd. Finally, you prepare whatever it is that you're preparing. People kind of matched.
Steak and chocobo eggs.
Oh.
Do we have... I mean...
I
Just
don't-
regular eggs.
I was like, you only have
So I'm telling them
one.
chocobo eggs.
Oh, okay.
Are you sacking your egg for the
Can we-
colony?
No.
I want to crack that one.
Oh. But yeah.
That sounds good, isn't it? Making
Mm-hmm.
steaks and chocobo eggs.
That seems to be, and the kids just gather around once you finally stop to like eat, and they're listening to more stories.
I'll sit at a table with them, like all the kids around me as we're all eating, and I'll just tell them stories. And eventually, it's all stories about us, but like Marquies is the main point, because I'm like, and I'm going to write a book about him, because he has 6 books written about him already, because he's a celebrity.
Not there.
Not there.
Not there.
Not there.
There, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. Becky, you fly up to one of the higher branches in the home tree of Ilar. Eventually just kind of watching the sun set here on the outside, and you see as down below where the town had been kind of in this somber mood, and most of the lights kind of had been doused except for those on any of the main thoroughfares. Eventually one starts to glow in the tree itself here that you're perched upon, and there is some racket coming down below. Seems like maybe not a party, but at least a gathering, and you hear voices and whatnot. What are you doing up here?
Becky's, I think, just brooding. She got betrayed again, and she's having trouble getting over that, and so I think she's just kind of scoffing or sneering at like this somewhat merry crowd gathering below. I think an itch comes to her, and she wants to find like a branch that's fairly narrow, fairly straight, something to make a good fishing spear out of.
Go ahead and make me a nature check.
11.
You find a decent one enough to make maybe a short fishing spear. It's probably not going to last very long, as most of the trees around here are like the heavy redwood trees, so none of their branches are really small enough to make a really good spear. And it's very hard wood, so a couple throws, it's probably going to splinter anyway, but you make a manageable one.
Okay. Yeah, I pull out my dagger and start whittling.
Alright.
Aggressively.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, it takes you probably the better part of, I'd say, the next hour or so to make a workable fishing spear. But you managed to get one going. Are you trying to find the nearest body of water to...
Water, or she might even look for, like, a stray squirrel or rabbit.
Alright, go ahead and make me a survival check.
Yeah. Oof, that's 5.
Yeah, there's not really any, like, stray animals around here that you can really see. Or, at the very least, most of them might be, since it is later in the evening, most of them might actually be on the ground level and probably out doing nocturnal things, or the day animals are already asleep. So, but you do catch off in the distance, just beyond the western gate, which is where Ilar's home tree is nearest to. Just beyond the gate, looks like there is a small creek that might lead to probably a pond of some sort if you do follow it.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow it.
Okay. It takes you probably about 15-20 minutes following the pond to come, or the small creek to come to a small pond. There's not huge fish in this pond, but you get an idea that there might be some smaller fish in here.
Okay. Yeah, she just thinks back to hanging off the cliffs. She kind of swings from a branch, just looking down at this pond, and she's just trying to refocus on something else. And as soon as anything catches her eye, she's gonna die for one.
Go ahead and make me a survival check.
Okay, 19.
19's not bad. We'll say that you managed to spear up a couple of smaller fish, like a couple smelts or a couple crappies, but that's about it in this smaller stream. It's not a big stream. It's not one you're gonna find any perch or catfish in or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, you get a couple of smaller fish, so we'll say you've managed to gather about 5 smelts.
Okay. I think she'll just kind of hover over to shore and land. She looks at her catch. Whatever. She kind of just tosses them to the ground, and she starts stomping on the fish.
Oh.
Just letting her anger out on these dumb little animals.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you stomp them out. They're not really gonna be able to do anything about it. So take your anger out and smush a couple of fish.
I think once she, her hair's all like messed up and like she's just breathing hard and just imagining, the faces of people who've across her, and I think she just throws her shitty little spear to the side and starts making her way back to the town.
All right. Back up in Eilers, Marquies, you're at your portable workbench that you have and you set up. Eventually, you hear a small knock at the door, and there are a couple of children that have been sent up, probably by Ellie, and they have one of them is carrying a plate of food, and another one is carrying like a drink container with a straw. And they're like, the funny lady with the bunny ears told us to come up and give you food. She told us a lot of stories about you.
I'm sure she did. It seems to be one of her favorite pastimes. Thank you. I'll take this. Let her know that you did hand it off.
They put it down in front of you, and then they kind of back up, and then they kind of stare at you, like, waiting.
I grab it. I pick it up. They're just kind of, they're still standing there?
Yeah, yep. They're, like, kind of whispering to each other, waiting with, like, bated breath.
I made a little fan group.
Is there something else that you needed?
I told you he didn't have a mouth. You overhear one of them say.
You know this is a mask, right? This is not my actual face.
And they kind of like look at each other, and they get in a small group and they start whispering, and they're like, "That's not what Ellie said."
Take the mask off and scare the children.
Oh no! But do it.
Right.
Beetlejuice them.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure all of the things that she's told you, but I certainly do have a mouth, which is underneath. I have all of the things that people typically do.
That's a D20. You have a mouth? You have anus? Whatever it is.
I get the title of my notes, but does he have a mouth?
But does he have a mouth?
You see as, like, this group consists of, like, 2 boys and 1 girl, and the 2 boys are like, I told you he doesn't have a mouth, and they, like, run out of Ilar's, and the little girl's just kind of left there, and she says, she kind of comes up to you, and she's also a little Vera girl, and she grabs your gloved hand and says, "It's okay. I don't think you're probably ugly."
Savage.
I love that little child.
And then she kind of, like, leans up and
You said
whispers in
never.
your ear and is like, "I won't tell anyone."
Thank you. And I just pull out a straw and just
Put it up in the mask.
start drinking from whatever
Some hot soup.
they do with straw.
Some steak through a straw.
He's in there by himself.
You pureed that steak for Marquies.
Yeah, there you go.
Ellie's the only one who remembers to set food out for
Sometimes
It's
him.
really
like-
hard to pull this
To
with
kill,
straw.
to feed Marquies. I'm sure we're just used to like baby birding it. We like have to and there was like a beer bong like attached to the mat that was pour into the funnel. He's a feeder. Marquies is a feeder.
But yeah, she takes off as well. You guys eventually, everything kind of finally calms down for the evening. Imagine you all make your way back to Ilar's apartment. Becky, do you come back as well?
Yeah, I think after her expedition, she would just go straight to Ilar's.
Yeah.
As soon as Becky shows up at Ilar's, Ellie hands her a plate of napkin over it. It's a little cold, but you need to eat so you can be big and strong, like Marquies.
Thanks, I'll just set it down. I'll get it later.
Okay, are you okay?
No. And
Ellie just grabs you in a hug. Oh, she hugs you and then she pushes you back. Would you like a hug?
a little too late.
I'm sorry, I'm working on it.
Anyway, I take off my shoes and walk over to like the washing basin and start scrubbing the fish guts off of them.
Okay.
You can't do this prestidigitation.
It's
Look,
the act,
sometimes
damn it.
You just gotta, like, really
Sometimes
get
you
in
just
there.
need a scrub.
I can put it back.
No, it's fine.
You know what?
Thank you.
It was a really stressful day. I know what you need. A trip to the bathhouse.
I think we need trustworthy people surrounding us.
I trust all of you. And I also trust all of you in the bathhouse.
I feel like something should be said about your boundaries, but I'm just going to...
It's been... I'm dirty.
Write that down. I'm dirty.
Title of the episode.
Yeah. But I want to read that next week. I'm dirty.
You mean later today? I mean, we were on a mountain and there was lots of dust and it's in my hair and... Oh, thanks. Thanks, Milos. Oh, you're clean now. Okay.
But I still look like a bath.
No, I know what you're saying. I have, again, as you all know, have known Reese, Mom, Dad, and Ilar, and all of you. And that's really it. So, I don't know much about trust and not trust, except for that I trust everyone that I've met.
Which is probably not a great thing.
Yes, I was stolen from day one in your city, in their city, not your city. So that's fair. But I trust all of you. It seems to work pretty well. But maybe I'll not trust anyone else after.
I mean, you have
Until I learn.
Yeah, you gotta,
Yeah.
take some with the good, right? Like, don't trust people like Bergen, but,
Yeah.
you can trust us, obviously. I mean, none of us have tried to kill you in your sleep, and it's been several days, so I think you're fine.
Yeah, we've known each other for like 8 days.
But we could have easily killed each other in our sleep.
I saw you.
Yeah. Fireball.
What I'm saying is Becky has a point because we keep getting almost killed by people.
Sometimes our own people.
And sometimes we don't like or trust people at first, like Joker, and then he saves our life, and then I have to rethink my whole opinion about him. So, Becky's point is what I'm saying. That's all I'm getting.
Yeah, well, it's in my experience that you can't even trust the people you're supposed to be able to trust.
Would you like a hug? I'll ask.
I've
this
had
time.
enough hugs,
But-
thanks.
Okay, hugs make me feel better.
Okay? We should have been able to have trusted Virgin, right?
Well,
But,
didn't you just meet Virgin yesterday?
yeah, but this whole town knew her.
She was part of the town guard.
So
She's been here for forever, and then she turns her backs on her people.
we've been seeing a lot of.
And take it from me, people you know your whole life, they can do that, okay?
I've known. Well, at this point, there's only 2 people alive that I trust them.
Yeah. Wow.
But I understand what you're saying.
It's a tough lesson to learn when they betray you. So, good luck with that.
Are you asking?
Yeah, who hurt you?
Who hurt me?
Yeah.
My mother. When she cut my wings off.
That's rude. It would be like if Mom took my ears.
Yeah, it would be.
Mama would too.
Oh.
It would be awful.
Why did you
But-
not figure these out?
Is your mother still alive? Should we beat her up?
Unfortunately, she is.
Y'all are, out in, this public...
No,
we're
back in the
we're
yard.
up in the house.
This conversation is taking
Okay.
place in Alice.
Yeah. I mean, we could beat her up for you.
Oh, that's the idea.
Oh, perfect. We'll get there.
But why did she
You
hurt you?
you have a list. Maybe I should start a list. Ellie looks for a pen.
Ellie, you don't need a list of people.
You don't have a list?
No? What? I mean,
You should have a list.
I have one dude I hate. That's
Put
it.
it on the
I'm
list.
learning all of my social
on the list.
interactions.
Put it on the list.
I learned all of my social interactions from all of you. So
that's
2
not
people
good.
in the group have lists. It seems like maybe I should have one too.
But 3 of us don't.
Okay.
So more than a half don't.
I don't know. Marquies has been very silent. Do you have a list?
What?
You're in the middle of something.
Yeah, you're in the middle of
About to be a swirling potion.
you're about to you're about to combine some probably.
Did you get your food?
Yes, I did.
You're about to combine some volatile reagents, and Ellie is like, "Do you have a list?"
A list of chemicals.
TPK.
And that's 10d10 worth of damage to you guys.
Womp womp.
The people that we met and the situations we've been in have definitely led me to believe we shouldn't really trust anyone new.
But if you don't trust anyone new, you don't make any new
Or
allies.
right away.
I mean,
Because
yeah, within reason.
Anyone could be working with the people who kill us. And you know what? There are a lot of different people that want to kill us, and I don't think they're all working together.
I mean, they could be working together, and we have no idea.
I don't think your people are working with my people.
How do you know they're not?
I guess I don't.
Exactly.
Are you worried about your...
She's safe. She has saffron. Saffron? Saffron.
Sappho?
Sappho. Sorry.
She has saffron. It's a nice way of seasoning.
It's like chives and thyme.
Sappho.
I think that we should discuss...
That was like...
Lemon.
that was like
parsley,
12
sage.
episodes. No, 14 episodes ago.
I think
Scarborough Fair.
we should discuss what we do from here. Because we can't stay here. We're going to put this town in danger. If you've got people that are trying to kidnap you, and we have masked people trying to kill us that have, like, their own weird summons, and the church wants to kill us.
Yeah.
And at least 2 out of 3 of those know where we are. Actually, all 3 of them know where we are. All of those groups know where we are.
So you're saying you're not going to do your training
Oh, shh.
for the next, 6 days?
Oh, it was 4 days. So 3 now.
But you didn't do your training today.
So, but I did yesterday. 4 days total. I did 1 day. 3 more days left. She only wanted me... We had a week, but she only wanted to train me. Which is really just me reading this book. Whack!
Did you finish the book?
No, I learned about one person. There's a lot more people in here. The summons that I can... People that I'm summoning. She told me I should learn about them so that I can actually summon correctly.
You look real quick, Milos, at the spine of the book, and you read where it says... actually, Becky, you catch it because you have a matching book. It says a history of important figures in Baron.
Oh, I've had that book for a while.
Well-
The volumes, anyway.
What? Why didn't you share?
I've been reading them, duh.
Oh. Well, I have to read them because I'm summoning these people, and... Oh, I guess... I don't know if I told all of you. I feel like I don't know who was around saying this. Maybe it was all of you. I could accidentally summon a bad person, and then they could possess me. And then I could kill everyone.
Which is why you should go to your training.
Now that we put it that way, that's fair.
So, regardless of what's after us, we probably should at least stay in town for your training.
Maybe figure out some precautions so that we can keep the town safe.
How are we going to protect the entire town?
I don't know.
We're only 6 people.
And Poppy.
Poppy's not a person.
6 and 4
And,
people.
like...
And the Moogle.
bear.
And the bear.
Yeah,
Whip.
we're like 6 and 3/4
Dirk.
people.
Again, not people.
Saber.
Whip.
Sickle.
Nay,
Sickle.
They're companions. They're not I'm sorry.
And the rest of the circus.
No.
You guys are people.
Right.
I'm people.
Yeah, you're
Well, at the very
humanoid.
I'm human.
At
You
the
guys are
very
just-
least, I think we need to talk to Ilar about what happened, so that he knows that there's more people interested in trying to find you, basically.
Oh, so you're going to throw me under the bus. I see how it is.
They were just looking for you, and they led us to believe a whole army was attacking the city, so they could get you out of the city to get you, which means you're very important. And they said, you said something, now we're talking about it, you said something, Ellie pulled out a bunch of paper. Allegan Report 1331, do you know, what's an Allegan? Also something about a breed, a Chimera breed, and a Hrothgar breed?
You're rock fire.
Did that happen in
You
his
know that?
vision, or did it happen out loud?
That happened in his video.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
yeah.
couldn't remember, guys. Never mind. Ellie said nothing.
But I mean, you could ask him
Leading question.
leading question.
Ellie said nothing.
He did, when he snapped out of his vision, he did say that he did have a vision.
What was your vision about?
See? Yes, see? It said, Allegan reports successful crossbreed of breed 1221, Chimera and breed 910 with Hrothgar, magical potential high, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, something either... Did I see myself in that tube, or was it just someone that looked like me? Like,
Go ahead and make me a history check with advantage.
I can't remember if it was Mimi or if it's like something that looked like me. History. Oh, that's not great. That's only a 10. That's with advantage. I rolled real poorly.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm giving you guys advantage. What's going on here? Anyway.
Not go great. Calm down.
You
That's not much better.
think back on the fleeting images of yourself in this test tube and of the other figure that had let you out of the test tube.
The brother who saved me.
Yeah, and you think back and you're like, these figures are familiar, but I don't think it was me. Even though the coloration of the fur was definitely very similar. You were definitely in a body like yours, but you could tell it was different. You're just not sure. The vision was a little bit blurry as whoever you had been in a tube of water and kind of have that blurred vision from being in kind of this, I would say almost like a blue tinted water. And even as you were being let out of the tube, like your eyes were still trying to adjust and you could see the figure as a blur in front of you, but you couldn't really make it out. But they had also somewhat similar coloration and markings to yourself, which is very strange because as far as you know, your family's the only one with these kind of colorations and markings.
Well, the vision was of someone who looked like me. There was many test tubes of creatures that looked like me. I don't think it was me though. Maybe they were. Do I know what a clone is? Is that something that is common knowledge in this world?
No, I would say that cloning is something that hasn't really been publicly known issue.
Okay. I don't know if they are relatives of mine. If this happened long ago, I have no idea.
I mean, maybe it was your parent.
Perhaps
Parental figure.
it could have been my father. But they looked so similar. Like my father and I aren't that similar. It was odd.
Almost like a sort of duplicate, like some sort of spell, maybe a mirror spell.
Like a twin almost. Like there is slight differences that you can tell, but it's not. I mean, I don't think it was
Interesting.
magically duplicate. I felt like a different person than I am now. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but that's
Like, when you say different person now, do you mean it is you but another body, or
my body like it looked very similar to me, but again, I don't think it was me. Like I don't think I personally was in the tube and like came out of the tube or whatever. I feel like maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a false memory. Maybe it is magic. I mean,
Maybe it's just someone you're connected with.
maybe it is Maple.
You Maple. I hear she's nice.
But regardless, I mean, we knew that I had some sort of connection with Chimera from our time with Mother Matoya. So there's obviously something there. But I don't have remind me, Chimera are the ones with snake tails, correct?
Correct.
I don't have a snake tail. I mean, I know what Chimera's, the description at least. I've never seen one. So, I mean, just because I have one in my far ancestry, I don't.
Maybe
Well, who's to say that you would have inherited a snake tail if you had a chimera ancestor?
I mean, it's such a distinguishing feature, but
Milos, have you ever talked to your parents about your ancestry or your aunt?
I mean,
It almost sounds artificial.
perhaps I'm not sure how they could artificially make a bunch of me though. That seems odd. It could be magic. I know there is magic in that realm, but it seemed odd.
Do you have memories of early childhood?
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up and living with my parents on our farm together. I mean, I remember making friends with other kids and being in the palace and seeing my aunt on the throne and running around the palace like it was my own.
You know what? I don't think we've ever asked you about your family, but are your parents still living?
Yes, they're both still alive. My mother tends to the land, and my father is a homemaker.
I asked earlier, but I don't. Did you ever talk to your parents about your aunt or your
I didn't think to ask. I didn't know that I was potentially from a chimera hybrid or whatever it was. I don't know what crossbreeding is, or cross-hybrid, whatever that is. It's new to me.
As you are bringing up these memories of your family, Milos, go ahead and make me a history check with advantage again.
Okay.
Roll above a 10 for that, please.
What? I will do my best. I rolled a 14.
Hey,
Thank you.
that's above a 10.
That's pretty good.
5.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, my mom's just, you know, my mom tends to the village, or tends to, farms, and then you stop on your dad and you're like, wait a second. And you remember that your dad has, back when your aunt was, taking over, basically, fighting for queendom, because that's what happens when there's a challenge, your dad definitely fought for your aunts, and you remember when you were a young cub and being held in your dad's arms, and one of the fun things that you liked to do were to trace his stripes, especially along his arms, as they are, there was this one pattern that you remember, kind of reminded you of a lightning bolt on his forearm as he would hold you in his arms, and you remember back to the vision, and you think really hard because you are taken out of this tube and put your arm on this person calling you brother, and you catch a glimpse of that arm. There's a stripe on his forearm that looks very similar to that lightning bolt shape on your father's forearm.
As soon as I put those two things together, I immediately wait. I remember from my vision there was a lightning bolt on my forearm, and I believe my father had that on his forearm. So maybe I was seeing his past.
Does your father have a brother?
No, he's an only child, as far as I know.
Is your aunt your mother's sister? It seems to me like maybe you would benefit asking your father some questions. Also, I know you heard that your aunt was safe, but do you know if your parents are safe?
I did not hear that. I have no way of contacting them, though. I mean, no one in our party has sending, correct? A spell to send a message over long distances?
No, I don't think so.
Let me check my book.
Maybe one day, but not right now. I'll try real hard to learn it for you, though.
I appreciate that. But until then, the best we can do is send word, and I
I think it might be dangerous to do that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was probably the best idea.
So, I guess the next question is, what do we want to do next?
You hear a knock at the door, and you see a figure dressed in head-to-toe scarlet. Makote
Oh, it's
Mail.
our friend! I let him in without even thinking about it.
What?
There's
Oh,
no
ma-
really letting in, as it's more of a portal with like a claw hanging in front. This, like I said, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
But I go and greet him because Ellie forgot the conversation she had about not trusting people, and this is her friend.
Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
This is Rahatia?
It is, yep. And you see now as he kind of looks in the room, and he's like, well, you all look very somber. I think it's time to liven the mood. And he, from behind his back, produces very, like, dexterously, he produces these stemmed glasses in his hands, and also in another one, a very old-looking glass bottle. And he kind of looks at it and he goes, "Ah, this is the good stuff." And he kind of blows some dust off of it. It's like, "I stole it from the cellar downstairs."
Is it really stealing here?
Well, I mean, when they keep it under lock and key, I assume so.
Did you break and enter?
No, not me.
Oh, good.
And he like looks around and he's like, "Oh, okay, okay, never mind." And he starts handing glasses out to everybody.
Wait, is that alcohol?
It's not juice, my dear.
The only time I ever have had alcohol, Marquies gave it to me, and it made me feel funny because it was very strong.
This may have a kick to it, but I don't think it's anything like any of the alcohol we've had before. This has a bouquet.
It has flowers.
I know what it is. I drew a craft and some flowers appear.
And he takes one and puts it like in his cap.
Oh!
Just everybody. Just
Together,
Milos, is there
individually.
something wrong with your eyes? They're getting like really big, and you're like, looking at him real funny.
What do you mean?
Your pupils are super dilated.
I have no
Your
idea.
tail's doing this,
I was just gonna say that. My tail is flicking back and forth.
and Becky looks really irritable all of a sudden.
Mm.
I mean,
Becky-
she already looked irritable, but is it
Different
possible
irritable.
for it to be worse? It's worse. I'm scared.
Becky just has kind of like a flat expression on her face, and she says, "Thanks, I don't drink. He's all yours." And she's gonna go off to the corner and read a book or something.
Sulk.
And he is about to hand you a glass, and he goes, "More for me, I guess." And hands glasses out to everybody that is willing to take a glass, and
Riley
Pops.
takes it and holds it like this, like she doesn't know what to do.
and he pops the cork on it and gives it like some time to breathe, and gives it a good whiff after a while, and he's like, "Ah, now it's ready." And he starts filling up all of your cups.
How'd you find us?
You're not exactly hard to find.
We had a food truck literally downstairs earlier.
What?
Yeah, how much money did you
I mean, how did he
I
find
don't
us
think
in-
we got paid.
in Ilar's house? How did he know we were here?
I mean, I'm sure
I
he.
just had to ask the kids downstairs.
Oh, yes. I told them lots of stories. Mostly about Marquies. They seemed really interested in his stories.
Yes, quite. Anyway, what are everyone's plans now that that battle is finished?
Well,
I need to learn how to not kill my friends.
yeah, that's important.
That's super important, yes.
Right, Poppy?
Poppy's like curled up in a ball at your feet and is like,
She doesn't like the Moogle, but the Moogle's snuggling her.
Yeah. Moogle drink a glass? I want the Moogle to have like a little tiny, like...
"Can I have Becky's glass?"
Like,
Yeah.
like a little, like, dessert glass, like a little baby, like, cordial glass.
There you go.
Just pour some alcohol in
It just says
saucer.
Kupo and drink.
The great
Starts
thing is,
dancing.
because Poppy shares my Aether, I get drunk, she gets drunk.
That is exactly how that happens.
Loopy Poppy.
Yeah.
She can't watch
She
straight.
does that
She's like,
cat-
Oh, sad.
But yeah, whoever partakes, this is a pretty good vintage wine. More of on the drier side, kind of a dark red. Definitely aged pretty well. You look at the bottle if you get the chance, and you see that it's probably of Elven vintage because it's about 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
Probably why it was under lock.
Is there like a
It's
way to
as
like,
old as
play music?
I
I feel like we should have like a little like, music going in the background.
I mean, prestidigitation, I think, can do some
yeah, I
sounds.
feel like we should like make that, and then we should like have a little dance party,
Mm-hmm.
and play a game.
Mm-hmm.
Raha, are you
Yes.
from here? I don't think I've ever seen you before. I also don't go out. I didn't go out when I was here.
Oh no, my dear, I'm not from around here. I'm actually from Rubicant.
I don't know where that is.
Were you not taught geography when you were young?
I think they tried.
I pull out the map that we have and look and be like, is it not? Huh? I don't see it on here.
Well, Rubicant is the country you're from, Milos, so
Oh, yeah, I would know that.
so you're like, oh, a fellow Rubicant. So, yeah, you get the fact that he's from your country.
Oh.
A fellow
Why-
statesman.
What are you doing here?
I wander the land and travel and Just kind of am general for hire. Been traveling for a while now, and see many places, meet many people.
Did you hear what happened to Brovnir?
Bronver?
Bronver, sorry, I can't read. I literally have it pulled up. Bronver. Yeah.
And he says, yes, unfortunate mess that, but from what I hear, it's not the only place that's suffering right now.
In our native land or everywhere?
Everywhere. There's news of civil war breaking out all over the country.
Is it unfortunate, but, I mean, we're doing all we can, obviously. How are you helping on the front?
Well, Ilar decided to hire me, so here I am.
Ilar hired you. Interesting. And how much does a hired hand come?
We're not
Buckets.
hiring him.
What? I'm just asking.
I know you I know. I read these books, okay? I wasn't supposed to, but I read them. There's one other room in this house. Ilar will be mad.
I did. What? I'm not gonna use Ilar's room for
Take
anything.
your business into the bathing pool like everyone else.
I mean, I was just gonna go outside, but sure, bathing pool, yeah.
It was an expedition.
I can make my own, nice little area in the forest. But yeah, how much does your wage usually come out to? Just offhand.
And he kind of leans forward and crosses his leg and puts his elbow on his knee, and he's like, "Oh, I'm very expensive."
Oh, I'm sure you are.
I'm not comfortable.
And you're selling yourself cheap.
That's true, you are a prince.
A prince, you say?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't recognize me, being as we're from the same region.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did, but I wasn't going to make a big mess of it.
And I appreciate that. I wasn't...
Should I not be telling everyone?
It kind of puts a target on my back, just saying. You telling everybody kind of...
Yeah.
It definitely helps with, negotiations of shit.
Okay, I won't tell another person.
Cool. I would appreciate that.
Wait, does that mean that I shouldn't tell people you're famous?
Yes, absolutely. It's a massive target on my back.
Oh, it's gonna be really hard though. You're so cool.
A celebrity in our midst.
Oh.
He has 6 books written about him.
You don't say.
He's so famous. He solves murders.
Just immediately.
He's trying to solve
Yeah,
one
yeah.
right now.
Oh, who's murder?
It's a secret because I don't want anyone else to get the book deal.
Oh, so you're writing it.
Well, I'm gonna write down everything that happens, and then I'm gonna send it to the person who wrote all of his other books, so they have the information right from the source.
I would make sure that you definitely get a cut of that deal.
Oh, I don't need money.
I would take the money.
I don't, but money's not very important.
It says you.
When you live in the woods.
Right. When you live in a commune, yeah, money isn't important. But if you want to leave the commune for any reason, you need currency.
Why would I leave? Well, I have to leave. I have to leave to go and save the world with you guys. But after that, back to the commune.
You could improve the commune with...
Well, I'm not going to come to this commune. It's not really a commune. I'm going to go home, where I live by myself with my mother until my mother dies, and then it's just me.
I mean, you could move to the... Nothing's stopping you from moving to the commune.
Who will take care of Gordon's head?
I mean, you could hire people to do that for you.
Hire a janitor or something.
With all the gold you'll make from his book that you won't write without his consent.
But there are people that live here. There aren't people that live at home.
Yes, that's what money's for. It gets people to come help you in war.
There'd be war at home.
No, I'm talking about for if you wanted to hire someone to watch over the temple, you could pay them in money.
Well, but if I live, why would I need to have any? Milos, I appreciate you trying to help. I'm not comfortable with living around people. I've never done it before.
You live around your mother, she's a person.
She's one person. There were hundreds of people in your city.
Fair.
Well, not your city, their city. It made me very nervous.
That's your own prerogative, I guess. No one's gonna force you.
That number is insultingly low.
There's hundreds of kids running around for us to trip.
Right.
Din, as everybody's talking, nobody's really keeping tabs on Rahab as they're getting into their own conversation. He's actually gotten closer over to where you guys are sitting and has actually started to scratch Maul behind the ear. And
I'm still embarrassed.
you're still embarrassed.
He's actually scratching me.
Who is he scratching?
roll me any. Let's say D20 and odds he's scratching Maul and evens he's scratching you.
Even.
You get Gene Scrooges.
Well, he rolled an 18 on his animal handling. Do whatever you want with that information, but he's scratching behind the bear's ears. So,
Do we know which one is which?
You're sitting just like
I have a wine
trinket
glass.
is.
Just like slumped over.
the one bear has a wine glass, and Oraha's probably drawn to that. And it's like, that's
Yeah,
a
this is
really
the bear I
refined bear.
I like a
I'm
drunk
gonna
bear.
scratch
Yeah.
that bear and make friends with it.
Mr. Moraha, why are you patting Din?
Is Din the bear? The bear's name?
No, well, Din is a bear currently, but usually she's a person. That one next to her is Maul.
Sips of wine glass.
Maul is the real bear.
But this bear can drink wine.
She's not a real bear. You can be a real bear if you want to be, I guess.
Bear noise.
Normally, she kind of looks like Becky, but not green.
Listen, he's not that smart. He rolled a 1 on
Oh.
his intelligence check, and he's like,
He is your type.
Yeah.
I think he
Whatever.
can transform into her creatures. I saw her as a giant snake earlier.
he's
With
like,
wings. I do the wing
she's
motion.
probably drunk by now,
I'm
and
not drunk. I'm not.
For all we know, he might be into that.
He's into you, isn't he?
Not yet.
Did I get those? Did I catch that right? I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Did I catch that correctly?
what's that?
Are you attracted to Milos?
He gets about as red as his coat.
I lean over to the bear. That's a yes.
I want to see
Duh.
this scene in an anime.
Perfect. I
Right?
did that thing in books where I wingmanned you.
You wingmanned me.
Yeah.
Wings!
I thought Becky was the one with wings.
Oh,
She is.
She's not a man.
Right.
I Becky'd you.
Yeah, right.
So, what are your plans now that that battle is completed?
We don't know.
Well, like I said, she needs to figure out how to make sure she can do her summons correctly.
I learned summoning backwards.
That's rough.
But, I mean, we have a couple days. Did you have something in mind you wanted some help with? Otherwise, we have a couple points of interest to check out.
I didn't really have anything to do, so I was just wondering if you needed a tag along, really.
Oh, I mean, I would definitely like a tag along.
We're gonna need another tent.
We don't need a tent, darling.
Well, judging by that loincloth, there already is.
Oh.
It's a sarong, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Sit
What-
flying.
Well, do you perhaps know about, and I take out the map and put it down on the table and point to the inverted tower that's southeast of us. Do you by chance know what this is? Or have heard of it? Or has anyone heard of it?
Does
He...
Ellie know what it is since she's from here, this area?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
Oh boy.
It's
He is going to try to read the runes,
He's
the magical runes that are etched in, and he rolled a 19, so...
Well, it's not dumb.
Holy shit! I got a natural 20.
He's just
Ooh,
a
plus
hero.
21.
yeah.
So you
I'm into
kind of
it.
both work together a little bit as he starts reading the script, and he says, this says something about the inverse of magic. The, how should you say, opposite of magic. And he's trying to, like, it's almost like working through a translation or a thick accent. He's like, upside down magic? Reverse magic?
Anti-magic?
Perhaps anti-magic.
So perhaps it is dangerous for a magical user to go to because we will be unable to cast spells. In theory.
That's possible. And
He's-
Ellie,
he's-
the mention of this, something kind of clicks in your head,
You would be
and
fine. He's
you
potions
remember a storybook that your mother had
Yeah.
brought you when you were younger about a powerful witch
that had created a tower. It reached to the sky, and she had built it magically, and it was kind of this altar to her power, and the gods didn't really like that as she continued to build upward and upward and upward, but they were unable to destroy the tower, as they definitely tried, especially the god known as the Destroyer. And though he tried and he hurled thunderbolts at this tower, he sent tornadoes, he rained comets from the heavens, just never seemed to destroy the tower. So instead, the gods cursed the tower, and instead of being built to the heavens, it was reversed.
Well, he tells this story to everybody with a full, flourish, and she's doing hand motions, and she's like, and then it was built to the hills. That's what the book said. There's great illustrations.
Becky actually kind of pays attention to the story. She says, "What's this witch supposed to look like?"
She was scary, and she had a big nose, and she wore a black hood, and she cackled a lot, and did this with her fingers. Nobody knows, actually.
Is that her mom? Does that sound like your mom?
No. No, my mom, she was like pink skin. Anyway, in the story you heard, did they say anything about like green hair?
Don't know. Did they?
On an actual 20, you remember that the witch herself didn't have a lot of details. She was described as evil and exactly as you would have described her because it's a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember the name of the book, and you're pretty sure that the library in town probably has a copy because you'd seen it a couple times when you were here training with Ilar.
It's a really popular book for children. The library probably has a copy if you want to read it.
Do you know if it's titled The Green-Haired Witch?
No. It's called The Anti-Tower. Oh, that's the Anti-Tower, isn't it? Yeah. It's called the Tale of the Witch in the Anti-Tower.
She's just bullshitting at this point.
No, she's actually on
okay.
on cue.
Okay, cool.
So, we should maybe go check out that book tomorrow. I'm assuming the library's closed right now because it's dark. But that would be a good thing for maybe us to check out for... I mean, it seems like you're potentially have some interest in it.
Yeah, just reminds me of something.
So we could go there tomorrow while Ellie's busy, and Araha can join us.
Absolutely. Was there anything else? And he kind of starts peering around the map and is like, what else is on here?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have any interest in chocobos, so, but I'm sure Din would. but she can't understand it right now, right?
She can understand you.
But you can't respond, right?
Yeah. Besides making bear noises.
Bear noises.
Oh, okay. Bear noises. Okay, I don't know what you mean, Din, but I was going to tell you about the chocobos.
I have learned to interpret Din, and that means I want to go and catch a chocobo and wrestle it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's...
She says it every day.
right. Yeah, that's a standard Din thing to say.
I wish I could
so
help you,
dumb.
but unfortunately, I have to train, so I can't kill it. Don't kill it. I have to pick someone else.
So yeah, I will point to the map on the northeast where the circle of trees that has the chocobo symbol next to it. And then I won't say anything about the poisonous cave because I know that's Baron, and I don't necessarily know if he would want, like, if we want him to know that that's Baron.
Okay.
So it's not labeled or anything. It's just like a spot on the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go check out the chocobos too. I mean, do I know how far these locations are? Could they be done in one day, or?
So the tower that's marked on the map is about, if you judge the time that it took you to get from, like, Ellie's house, or from Baron, the Cave and Baron, to Ellie's house to the K-Wood, that was 3 days. The Anti-Tower is about 2 days away to the southeast, and the Chocobo Forest is about a day.
So, like, a day one way, and then one...
Yeah, and a day back.
Okay, Anti-Tower is 2-day trip, and Chocobos are... so, from here to the ruins would be 2 days as well?
So to Baron, it'd be about 3 days.
Okay.
Because it's kind of on the far eastern border of Emerald.
Okay. Well, it looks like, based on the map and what we've seen, the Chocobo is 1 day, Anti-Tower is 2 a day, and I will stop talking at that point. Right. So we'll potentially be gone for, a couple days without you. Is that okay? I mean, you don't really have time to come with us.
You shouldn't go to the Anti-Tower without me.
Are you worried about us?
Yes. Also, what if you die and I don't know where you...
Will you know where our bodies would be?
Oh, that's fine. Carry on. I'll wait 4 days, and if you don't come back, I'll go find you and send your corpses.
Okay, that's all we ask.
Except for Marquies, because he'll still be alive. I don't even know if he can die. Neither does he. That's the fun.
You see as Oraha is kind of eyeballing the edges of this map, and he seems to be studying it pretty intently. He's like, this map is old.
It is? What makes you think it's old? Is it not updated?
No. Not as in the borders aren't. Well, I mean, it's a little old like that, but the parchment itself is very old.
Didn't we just make a sketch of a map?
Yeah, I made a copy of the map that was at the... So I literally just took out some parchment and I think Marquies actually did it for us because he had the photographic memory or something.
No, I was just there, and y'all fucking abandoned me, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just copy this map.
So we don't have the original map.
Yeah, we don't have the original. But, I mean, he could have taken the original, we don't know.
Yeah, I copied it and took the original, left the copy.
You could have! No, nothing stopped.
That's a
Nobody
total
fucking
Marquise
noticed,
move.
and until they come and find me, they're not getting it back.
There you go.
What you might not have noticed, and Marquise, you knew it was there, but you didn't bring anything up on it. Around the outsides of the map, there were some really small rune type notes, but you're guessing that it was something that Becky, or not Becky, but the Milos had wanted you to copy down. It was just something on the map.
It's a copy, I copy.
Yeah, you say copy, I copy, and magic's not really your thing. I mean, you know about it, but you could care less. It's yeah, I mean, basically you made a copy of the map. And he's like, well, okay, if the parchment isn't old, this script is very old.
Can you read it? What does it say?
Yeah, this script is in very old giant. That's strange.
Why? Does anyone speak giant? I do not. I speak dwarvish. I do not speak... And orc, but I don't speak giant.
No, but I could read it in 10 minutes.
I speak primordial.
Same as he's.
Elvish, dwarvish, druidic, common. Bunny link. They're
Can you read giant?
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
We can
You're
also...
so talented.
Well...
How many languages do you know?
And he kind of starts counting, and he's like, I believe I know 7 now.
Oh.
He is absolutely amazing.
He is.
No wonder you're attracted to him.
Thanks.
Well, I can
Ellie
technically
just doesn't
know...
know how to not talk.
He's like, I can technically know all languages, but, I mean...
How impressive.
Have we seen Becky do that?
Yeah, comprehend languages.
Yeah.
You've totally seen
Becky can do that too?
Yeah.
Becky, you're amazing.
Wow.
You just now learning that she's amazing?
I don't pay attention to everyone. I don't have time. I'm too worried about killing you all, and I focus a lot of my attention on that.
I just come up and give you a big hug.
Oh, you
Some days I'm just mad at her, but, she's also very endearing.
Please, will you translate this for us?
Yes, so the translation here says that the city of Baron welcomes you to undertake the trials of the Warriors of Light.
What? We did that.
Did we do all of them or just one of them?
We did it in Baron.
Did we do all of the trials or just one of the
I
trials?
don't remember. I just know we did a trial in Baron.
You were in Baron?
Yeah, it was pretty barren.
No, we weren't. We were not.
You don't know that I'm hiding information from
I
him.
know, but you guys told me I talk too much.
Yes, we've been to Baron before. We had some altercations there. What do you know of Baron?
I'll note you. I do this.
Armor that I'm not wearing.
You are wearing it, aren't you? Oh,
I'm not. I changed armors.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I don't know if I told you, but I got in a room. I made some new stuff, and I put some different chainmail on, so I look different.
Where's your fancy armor? But I told Cecil you were wearing it.
I was. But no, I'm not.
And Cecil was wearing it too. And then he wasn't. You know what? I've learned a lot about Cecil. And he's two people. Well, no. He's two he has two different sets of armor.
And upon hearing this, Araha's like, well, you see, Cecil was originally a Dark Knight of Baron, and...
My book. Oh, it says it right here.
Yeah, so he undertook the Trials of Mount Ordeal and eventually shed his darker side and became Paladin.
So
I
maybe...
really should have read this whole thing before I tried to talk to him. That's why it didn't work. Wait! I'll look at the index.
And eventually, it was thought that, there was no complete record of it, but it was thought that his friend Cain also undertook those ordeals.
Who's Cain?
His dragoon friend.
That's who it was! I liked him. He was nice.
He wasn't very nice at the beginning of Baron's life cycle.
Oh. Well, he didn't try to possess me.
You see, the reason I travel is because I love history.
Oh.
Okay, so can you tell me about every hero from Baron?
That they're all in that book
Yes,
there.
but
and
I get distracted when I'm reading, but you're pretty, and I like to look at you, so I'll listen.
Well,
I do not believe that at all.
I'm
The
flattered.
first part, not the... You are clearly attracted to him.
I'm attracted to everyone. You're all pretty.
I'm specifically the book.
She's
What?
attracted to the book?
No, what? No.
The book is not pretty. It's
No,
dusty.
you
It
do
makes
not-
me sneeze.
You do not get... I do not believe you get distracted.
Are you sure?
Either that or you have made up every single detail.
Oh, I don't get distracted when I'm reading about you because you're fascinating.
Okay, well apparently she's not into history. Well, that's unfortunate because she needs to know how to actually be able to read history in order for us to not die. Therefore, I think we should really reconsider our options going forward.
So don't put all your eggs in Ellie's basket, is what you're saying.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't
Well, she
want
would like
any-
if you put
I
all of
don't-
her in her egg
I
basket.
don't want any eggs in my basket. What are we talking about? I don't eat meat. Oh, eggs are fine though, I guess.
Eggs are still baby birds.
But they're not fertilized, so it's okay. I'm not vegan.
Okay. Good to know.
I'm not vegan. I want to say that next week.
And you see
She
Araha's
can have the
like,
cheese.
well,
Yeah.
I was in the area looking for the ruins of Baron, but if you all have been there, I would...
We do want to go
Loved
back.
it.
I think I missed some in there.
Why are you interested in Baron?
I just like the history. I'm actually writing a tome of a history of our country.
You're an author?
This world, and he's just like,
Can I read it?
oh, film some stuff. Go Baron.
I would like to read it. Can I have a signed copy? I will tell everyone you're awesome.
I am, but
He is.
I don't feel comfortable publishing it yet, as Baron was my first stop, so I'm not even very
Okay.
close.
Okay, everyone, pack your bags. We're going to Baron.
You have training in the morning.
I just have to read this book for 4 days. It's fine.
You don't have to go back and train with her?
I do.
Yeah.
She's going to yell at me again. She called me dumb yesterday. Mostly because I went to her for training and didn't come to help you fight in the murder war.
The ambush.
It didn't end up being a murder war, it was an ambush, so it was really not worth my time.
Or it was an insurrection.
It was an insurrection, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ellie, why don't you go do your training in the morning, and we will go check out, like, the chocobos.
You can't go to Baron without me. I missed a summon there.
We won't go to
I don't
Baron.
know if it's something that's a common summon now. But I'm still gonna get it.
Okay, we won't go to Baron without you, but we will go to the other places and report back.
I want to go to the Antiterror. That sounds like fun. I read that book 6 times when I was a child.
Okay, we'll go to the chocobos without you,
Okay.
but then we'll go to the Anti-Tower together. Then we'll just have one day of downtime then, because it's a day to the
Okay, he
chocobos
wants
and
to go
back.
to the library. You guys need to learn about the Antitower.
Correct.
You see 2 more figures now enter into Ilar's. It's Ilar. And Char is actually with Ilar.
I was not just talking about that with them about ditching you for the next few days so we could go and explore. I wasn't, right, Poppy? Poppy, you're drunk. I did not have fancy wine.
It's doing that weird, like, cat side to side, like. And Char has her pipe kind of sticking out of the corner of her mouth, and she's like, "Listen, you're not a normal pupil.
That's what Ilar said, too.
And she says, I don't think I can train you like I've trained others.
Oh, did I do a bad job?
No, dear, you just learn differently.
Yes, that's true.
Don't think you're the type to sit down and read a book and learn how to summon from just reading. I don't even know if you can sit and read a book for too long.
Not true. I've read 2.5 of Marquies' books in a very short period of time. It's fascinating.
Fine. You can't sit and read a book for too long that deals with just general information.
They're boring. But I did meet the Dragoon. I think his name is Cade. And he was cool. And I'm going to read about him because I met him and I liked him.
She kind of looks over at Ilar and is like, do it again. She summoned...
Okay,
Okay,
listen!
She
Okay.
comes over to you and she grabs your arm and she slaps on a bracelet. And the
What is
bracelet
that?
does this click.
What is this? What is it?
Until you learn a little bit more, you're not going to summon any more visions.
Can I ask you a question? What did you tell me what happened if I summoned them too often? Forgot. I'm sorry.
If you summon the visions too often, they will chip away at your soul.
I knew it was something bad. I knew it. Okay, I won't do it ever again. Well, not ever again. When this comes off, I probably will. If we're in very big danger. But I would like to point out that there was a Behemoth. And there was no murder war. In fact, they were all illusions. So I did what I thought was necessary so we did not get murdered by a Behemoth. And then I got turned into a mammoth. So, you know.
She kind of just chuckles at that. Like, you see her like, I'll bet she was quiet.
No. No. Not at all.
Oh, well, at least it wasn't.
Louder. Much louder.
At least it wasn't in common.
Doesn't matter.
See, my dear, that's not going to come off until I feel you're ready.
But I might never see you again.
Wouldn't that be my best of luck?
Oh, shit.
Okay, Poppy, it's just you, me, and hopefully Garuda. And maybe Titan.
Oh, God.
Poppy,
Big drunk.
I'm not even that drunk. I had 1 glass of wine. Are you okay?
Go ahead and make me a con save.
I'm
I'm fine.
Is my con okay?
Is my con okay?
12?
12?
Right. 12. Oh, man.
This is 100-year-old elven wine. You're like, I'm fine.
This is classy.
Oh.
It's really warm in here.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little flush in the cheeks.
Maybe I'll go outside. Just like Oraha and Milos are different. Way different.
Yeah, they're gonna come out.
You see as Isla, like, shuffles in the room and, like, waves off Char, and she just kind of, like...
Wait, am I still coming to see you tomorrow?
No.
Why?
She's gonna show up tomorrow.
Should I read this book still?
Yes!
Okay. It's like, I can just learn by myself.
I'm surprised she hasn't killed you all already.
I almost
She
do.
has.
She has several times.
I didn't kill you. You died a different way. Somebody else killed you.
She's just throwing blame.
Yeah.
I kill you.
You poor bastards. And she
It was nice.
starts heading to the door and she's like, don't worry, I will find you
I'll find you, my pretty.
Okay.
sometime.
Okay.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
Oh, it's a bad breakup.
I hate when they say that.
Well, it was nice having one lesson with you. I enjoyed it.
Oh, she's not lying.
But you see his Isla very, like, worn from the day, just kind of goes over and, like, plops in his chair and, like, looks over at Oraha and, like, looks at the bottle that he has in his hand and is like, Oraha, did you steal that from the wine cellar?
No, he said he didn't.
Obviously, he used the generous wage that you were paying him to buy such a fabulous bottle of wine.
Yeah, he showed us the receipt.
What's a receipt?
It's like a slip of paper.
Go
It's
ahead and roll me a
purchase.
bluff with disadvantage, Ellie.
But Milos is helping me.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm good at deception.
Deception.
Yeah, roll me deception.
Yeah.
Well, that was a 19 and a 7.
Oh.
So it's a 10.
I was like, just don't. Like, just don't. Okay, it's been a really rough day. You don't have to defend him. But he does need to bring me that bottle. And Araha's like, pours himself, like, tops off his glass and then hands it to Ilar. And Ilar's just like,
It's been a rough day for everyone.
while you were all gone, I have received reports from the other states and have a general idea of what's going on there. The capital has turned, Diamante has turned into a police state, for lack of a better term. The city gates have all but been locked down, and you need special permission to even enter the city. There was an uprising that was attempted there, but it seems that was very quickly washed. Luckily, here in Emerald, we have been lucky as I have always tried to keep the peacekeepers at a minimum here. My own forces hiding in the wing, so we've been able to force them from Emerald. In Rubicant, the queen is in hiding, but she is fighting the Guardians, and she's making decent headway. But the church has labeled her as a heretic, because the Albed are now fighting on her side, and using mocking openly.
We don't know who's in charge. Who's, like, running the show with the Guardians?
We do.
Okay.
I'll let you know
Yeah,
that,
he's a really nice redheaded guy that I met. He told me I had nice ears.
yeah, Vizier Raj
Oh,
has
right.
taken on the title of Grand Guardian.
I didn't feel like scrolling that far.
That's fine. Yeah, he's taken on the role as Grand Guardian and basically placed the entire church under his control.
Good luck to whoever reads these notes, guys. I can't even read them.
But then Hylar's face kind of darkens a little bit more as he says, "That's, I guess, the good news."
Does that mean there's bad news? Because that all sounded like bad news.
I mean,
I don't know a lot about politics,
bad.
but that sounds like a lot of bad things.
at least my aunt's alive, but she's a heretic, I guess.
Well, we already knew that she was alive.
I mean, yeah.
But at least she's fighting.
I thought she was in the capital, but she must have escaped their grasp or something.
Maybe she went beyond the fog, or she's hiding in another town.
Heretics have plenty of company in this country more.
Sure.
I'm sure, stay away. It might turn me into a frog or something.
I don't think I can do that. That's what he did. He turned us into things. He might turn you into a frog.
But then, like I said, his The expression gets a little worse, and he says, the worst news comes from Sapphiros, to the west of us. It was an uprising, but there are reports of just pure chaos there. I can hardly get any news back from them, and there is a rumor that floating city has appeared above the capital, and that the entire population has gone mad. Many of my scouts that I've sent there say that they've all turned into these almost feral creatures.
Wait a minute. Din's friend. Well, friend seems like kind of presumptuous. Din's someone that Din knows that attacked us once. Fire tornado. Anyway, she showed up here and she's feral. She doesn't even know who she is. Does that seem similar? Maybe she came from there.
It's possible. But that's strangest news. Like I said, floating cities in the sky randomly. That's new, and this madness that's crept over the general population. There's also news that there's been a crack in the faith crystal there.
Oh, there's a in the faith. Sounds like the next place we go. Now I have a question. Who wants to go in the crystal?
Wait, because you can't make
I
a
can't
summon.
summon the vision.
Oh, nose goes.
Because that's what we did this time. Was we put a vision in the crystal, and if I can't summon visions in it, it's kind of us. Or a random person that I'm not comfortable doing.
What, you don't feel like sacrificing someone to the crystal for the world?
Not a stranger. Not just some random person on the street. I feel like that should be something someone does willingly. I mean, I'll do it.
What if
But
You can't do it.
But then who's gonna summon you?
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's...
So, maybe we should wait until after you get that thing off of you.
But if there's a crack in the crystal, then it can't wait. Because if it's broken, then worse things will happen.
There are bad things happening all around, Ellie. Everywhere could use your help by that reasoning.
Well, we can only go one place at a time. There's a lot of us, but we need to go together, because if we just go like two to each place, then we will die. I have faith in that. Yeah.
Well, from what I hear, everywhere could use some help, but it doesn't seem like the situation is changing rapidly in any of these areas. So, you have some time, do what you must here, and if you decide on where to go next, I will try to pull some supplies together and help you pass over into whichever state you decide to go into.
How far away is Sapphiros from us right now?
So Sapphiros is about the border between Emerald and Sapphiros is about a 5-day journey from here.
Okay, so we are going and not coming back for a while is what?
How far is the other places from here?
Rubus is to our east, also about 5 days journey.
Why would we want to go back to the capital?
No, the capital is in Diamante.
Rubus is where you're from?
Mhm.
Rubicant is from where you're from?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the Albed are helping with the situation. It doesn't seem like they need us.
But if we go there, maybe you can get information about what you saw and keep them trying to hunt us.
I mean, yeah, that would definitely further that idea,
And
but
make sure your family and your aunt are safe. I mean, you have a faith crystal in yours at home too.
I would assume so. I mean, I'm assuming I would know whereabouts it would be.
Yeah. Yep. You know that in Rubus. My notes. In Rubus, the capital is Efrester, and it is the home of Ifrit.
Mm-hmm. Would we have any idea of how far of a journey that would be from here?
You haven't really been to the north side of your country before, but I mean, it's 5 days to the border, probably another 4 or 5 days travel to capital by foot.
So it's at least a week, if not 2.
I think it's It's gonna take us a while to get any.
So we just need to go on a path and follow it for a while. I would love to be back home, and I'm sure Raha would probably join us. But
You're right. We shouldn't go to Saffron until I can summon something to put in the crystal. That's why we should go first. We can't go back to the capital. They will hang us.
So, I remember reading in the history of Baron about the Red Wings.
Yes.
And I want to flip there and see if there's any mention about flying cities or if there's any symbols and like drawn in the book that references the Red Wings.
So you turn to the page, and there's not really any mention of flying cities. The Red Wings were an elite airship squadron. It mentions that they had a fleet of flying ships, and that Cecil was their captain, Kane the second in command, and that they did some really bad stuff for the King of Barons. So, yeah, nothing about floating cities.
Okay.
I think the first thing we should do is church.
Kind of to the east.
Why would we go to the east?
Yes, we could
Go to Rubicant's east,
make
right?
a stop.
Rubus's, yeah.
Yeah, why would we have to Baron east? East?
how long do you think it'll take you to get through your book?
This is gonna take.
So,
How far by the time we get?
I will do my very best. But I also have another book that I need to read. Not your books. I got this book when we were with the in the plane for the summit for the AM. It's a book that I got that gives me a +2 wisdom if I read it over 48 hours, which I've been trying to read, but we have been in chaos. And it gives me a +2 to my which wisdom, which would make it 20 if I would lifetime readers. So that's the first thing I'm reading, guys. Sorry.
so we really need to burn some time for you to read some books.
Yeah, and I can read while we're traveling. Like I can read at nighttime. I just look a few hours a night on my ship. But yes, I think it's 48 hours that I get this book.
Well, I can help Ellie study, and since we're reading the same book.
Is it the exact same book, or is it just similar from the same tome?
It's similar. It's when you look at it, Becky, it looks like it's probably a different volume in the set that you're reading now. So different information. This one probably pertaining more so to the figures in the history as opposed to just general history.
You have to read it for 48 hours.
Have you started reading it?
No, I was going to, but then I had to start studying, and then there was chaos. I was going to read it during this week, but you know. But since I don't have training anymore, I will read this book tomorrow while Becky is going to study about the Antitowers.
Okay, so
We can take a day here, a day. That'll give me a day at least.
It'll give me a day to wrangle together some supplies for you all. That's if you're going to leave the city for good.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So first, the Antitower would be the closest thing.
Chocobo Forest technically would be.
Right.
Chocobo
I don't know.
Forest,
I don't know if we
Antitower.
have time for the Chocobo Forest anymore.
Which way is the Chocobo Forest?
That's northeast. The Antitower is southeast, and the Ruins of Baron is east. So, let me double check that. Chocobo is northeast, Inverted Tower is southeast, yes. So,
We have to pick one.
we have to pick Chocobo or Inverted Tower, I think. And I feel like Inverted Tower is probably more important, unfortunately.
I don't know if it's important. I don't know if it's important as much as it's interesting.
You get the feeling though that if
Speak for
you
yourself,
were
Jack.
to go to like the Chocobo Forest, that would take about a day, and then if you traveled straight south, you'd probably be able to hit the Anti-Tower, and then like Baron was way closer to the border with Rubus, so
Straight east from there.
yeah, kind of east from that. So you
We could do all of
could hit
them?
yeah.
We aren't in a rush, but we are. We aren't. I mean, we can take our time. This is traveling.
By foot.
Well, once we
Oh.
get to the Chocobos, maybe we'll be traveling by Chocobos.
Perhaps.
If Din can wrangle a few.
I mean,
Let's take tomorrow and buy things, and get ready to go on another adventure.
So, all chosen a plan of attack. You all settle down for the evening.
Well, Raha,
Yes,
if you want to come with us to Baron, you're welcome to join us.
I would love to.
So will you teach me about the history of Baron?
I will attempt to help you with your studies.
Becky too.
You got it.
And so you all settle down for the evening, make your rests, and that is where we will... Oh, one more thing.
I pretend to go to sleep and wait for everyone to settle down for the night.
Okay.
And then, as soon as I'm certain everyone's out, I want to go over and find the map again. And I want to cast Comprehend Languages for myself to make sure that he was telling us the truth. So I take 10 minutes and ritually cast it. And
Yeah. He was telling the truth. It
didn't
said,
omit anything.
nope, didn't omit anything. There's little embellishments, but he seemed to shorten it up. But yeah, it basically says, heroes welcome to Baron. You may attempt the trials.
Okay.
Yeah. He just kind of shortened things up a little bit, is all.
Okay.
Not really a mission, but made it short and sweet.
Okay. And then I think the last thing she does before actually going to bed, she's going to take out her little silver bracelet that showed her a vision, and she's going to activate it again. And she's going to go through the whole thing of like, she wants to see the King of Baron and the large blue crystal that's being transported to the city, and then the two figures, and one's going east, one's going west, but she remembers she wants to see the tower that the one that went east showed her.
So the figure now that you follow to the east, you follow the figure to the east, and the tower is still within the city, but not. It's very on the outskirts of the city, and the tower there is very well hidden into the side of a cliff. And inside of the tower, you travel up with the figure, and inside looks like there is a massive amount of tomes built into the walls, and the figure continues to climb the spiral staircase. And as you climb with this figure, you see at the top of this tower a faith crystal. Inside of this crystal lies a small child. They're kind of curled up in kind of a resting, kind of fetal position. And you look closely and you actually see there's another child in this crystal. So there are two people in this crystal. One of them is wearing yellow, and the other one is wearing whites. And it looks like the one that is wearing yellow, you've seen Faith, or at least you've seen Garuda's Faith and Titan's Faith, and you've seen the transformation that Titan took as portions of him remained human, but the others turned to like a rocky figure on the other half, and he kind of took a visage. Same is true with the two children in this crystal. The one that is dressed in yellow robes has these appendages coming off like plumes, feathers, and the other one has a pair of small black wings coming out their back.
And what color is this crystal?
It's just kind of a light blue.
Light blue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And originally, when I had this vision, I saw like a book on a pedestal up in this tower.
You did, and that book the figure is currently reading over. I feel like this vision's about to fade, so you try to get around them as you do. Make me a quick perception check as you feel your body trying to be snapped back into, or your vision snap back into your body.
Okay, what kind of check?
Perception check.
Perception. Shit. That's gonna be 22.
22, very nice. You recognize this as a spell tome, and the tome itself it's written in a language that you might recognize. Do you read Sylvan?
No, just Common, Draconic, Leonin, and Primordial.
Okay. This is in Sylvan, but with that check, you're able to burn kind of what the what it says on the top of the page in the spine, so you can remember the figures that these are in.
Hold on. I would probably still have comprehend languages up.
I would say yes, but this is a vision, so unfortunately I'm going to say it doesn't carry over into this magic as it's not tangible.
Boo.
But you do remember this, so if you were to speak with somebody about languages or even write it down later and use comprehend languages, then yes.
Okay.
Hurrah.
Uh-huh.
But yes.
You didn't say anything.
You snap back to your body. Was there anything else anybody would like to do?
I scribbled down what I saw really quickly.
Absolutely. Marquies, did you want to have your gun checked out by Becky? You did get a magical aura off of it.
I'll save it for now.
Okay. Then yeah. Becky, you scribble it down. Are you going to, again, take 10 minutes and cast Comprehend Languages?
Oh, I gotta know.
Okay. You scribble it down quickly and begin to cast Comprehend Languages, and your eyebrows start to raise as the text becomes common in your sight. And we'll find out what Becky read on the next episode.
Dun dun dun!
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
That's actually a spell she learned is cliffhanger.
That's a good spell.
So, remember guys, check us out next Friday on YouTube's. You can even listen to this episode Wednesday after it releases on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's some good lore.
Thank you for tuning in to the Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.